Dirtle Magic. Thank you for tuning in to Dirtle Magic. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell if you like the content you see here today, and leave a like and share the video with someone you might think is interested. Leaving those likes really helps us out, but another way to help us out is by using our TCG Player affiliate link below. If you're looking for singles, sealed product, or gaming accessories, please consider using our link to support the channel. We also have some playmats at inkgaming.com. Go ahead and hit the link in the description to check those out. Alright, let's grab some spells and dirtle with some magic. Hello and welcome back to Dirtle Magic. Today we're playing some more Piru the Volatile. Looking at our opening hand, a lot of mana, a little bit of card draw, some more land search. We do have Volatile Exploration though to get us some quasi card draw. I do want to try it out, so let's go ahead and keep it for now. Our commander is 2 red, red, white, white, black, black for a legendary 7/7 Elder Dragon flying in lifelink. At the beginning of our upkeep, we sacrifice her unless we pay red, white, black, and when it dies, it deals 7 damage to each non-legendary creature. Our first opponent with a swamp in play is a, what do we call these now? Flip cards still? I don't remember. Kuon, Ogre, Ascendant, black, black, black for a legendary 2/4 Ogre Monk. At the beginning of your end step, if 3 or more creatures died this turn, flip it. It flips into Kuon, Ogre Ascendant's Essence, which is a legendary enchantment. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature. Not too bad for us. We get a new addition to the deck on our turn. It's Exodus Auric Overlord or Awaken the Blood Avatar. Let's go Sacred Foundry, have it come into play untapped, and get down the Soul Ring. Hopefully this doesn't scare our opponents too much, and we'll pass it off there. Our second opponent is Riku of 2 Reflections. 2 green, blue, red for a legendary 2/2 human wizard. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may pay blue and red. If you do copy that spell, you may choose new targets for the copy. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay green and blue. If you do, create a token copy that's a copy of that creature. They have Rootbound Crag into play tapped. And our last opponent is Syr Konrad the Grim. 3 black, black for a legendary 5/4 human knight. Whenever another creature dies, or a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves the graveyard, Syr Konrad the Grim deals 1 damage to each opponent. 1 black, each player mills a card. Swamp and Elixir of Immortality, you don't say. I wonder if they're going for like full-on mill with it. I haven't seen a full mill Syr Konrad before. Syr Konrad might be something we're able to abuse to kill our opponents as well. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Over to Kuon. Just a land in play. Swords to Plowshares for the turn. What do we want to do? We do want to get down Volatile Exploration, so let's do that. Maybe get some options off the top of our deck before we play a land here. Fabled Passage into play. We have a trigger. It's Vizkopa Guildmage. Too bad we can't cast it. Let's crack the Fabled Passage. Looks like we'll need double black first. Let's get a swamp. Another landfall trigger, and we'll yield to this. We get Sign in Blood. Too bad, could use that. And we'll pass it off there. The thing I like about Volatile Exploration is once we pass at the end step, those cards will actually go to our graveyard for recursion and deal damage to our opponents. So I really like this card if you're having any kind of landfall deck. I actually use it in my green, blue, red Omnath. To Riku's turn, Island in play followed by Sylvan Library. That's a good card. To Syr Konrad's turn, and by the way, we're all at 38 life. Dune Rider, Outlaw. Human, Rebel, Rogue. So Rogue if you need it. It has protection from green, and at the beginning of each end step, if it dealt damage to an opponent this turn, put a 1/1 counter on it. Cool. I did like, was it Planar Chaos was the set, I believe? It was just filled with interesting stuff. Over to Kuon. I don't know if I'm ever pronouncing that correctly, my apologies. A swamp into play. Will they play anything this turn? They do. It's a mana crypt. Did not see that coming. Oh no, it's Tergrid, God of Fright. Yeah, Swords to Plowshares is definitely going to be a thing. We can't be having none of that nonsense. Alright, let's go ahead and swamp Expedition map. And then we are going to Swords on the Tergrid because I never ever want to see that card. And then we'll crack the Expedition map. Let's go ahead and get a Luxury Suite. And we'll play it for the turn. We have Vault of the Archangel. That's unfortunate. And we'll pass it there. Sylvan Library will trigger for the first time this game for Riku. They kept a few cards down to 33 for Riku. I should also note that Kuon went up to 41. We have Wood Elves, they'll get a Forest. Over to Syr Konrad's turn, we have a Swamp into play. Perpetual Timepiece, yep, there's some mill. It's only for them though, interesting. To be fair, the second ability on the Perpetual Timepiece might screw up some of our recursion. We have an attack Dune Rider Outlaw off into the Kuon player. That works for me. Dune Rider Outlaw will trigger for the first time this game and get a 1/1 counter. To Kuon's turn, Mana Crypt will do the bonking perhaps. Let's see if they win or lose the flip. If they win the flip, they retain their life total at 40. Let's see what they do at the turn. 4 cards in hand. Syr Konrad also has 4 cards in hand, 6 for Riku. Kuon Ogre Ascendant's coming down. So, as a recap, at the beginning of each end step, if 3 or more creatures died this turn, it gets the flip. Pretty good in multiplayer. To our turn, we get Hoffrey Ghostforge. Could be good later, bit of a risky card though. Let's get down the Bajuka Bog. I wanted to save it till later, but we're just not getting anything at the moment. No one really has anything in the graveyard, so we'll just pick Syr Konrad for reasons. And then we'll cast Syr Konrad the Grim for ourselves and pass it off. With our Syr Konrad on the battlefield, Syr Konrad's deck might also feel our effects. It really depends. So we'll have to wait and see. This game could get quite out of hand if things go awry. Riku keeps another card there, down to 29, playing very aggressively with their deck. Gilded Lotus coming down. I imagine next turn or the turn after, we're going to start seeing some big shenanigans out of Riku. Over to Syr Konrad. Still interested in seeing if this is full-on mill deck. Dune Rider Outlaw is a little bit of kind of random. I do like that as protection Mind Crank. Uh-oh. They are going to mill 2 cards. Syr Konrad's going to trigger. The Mind Crank being out is a little bit detrimental. We have an attack. It's off into Riku. It does have protection from green. Makes sense to me. And Mind Crank triggers. Okay, so yeah, we'd have to get like nothing but creatures for it to go infinite. So, pretty fair use of it then. Dune Rider Outlaw triggers again. Mana Crypt, they lose the flip over on Kuon's turn. Mind Crank will trigger. So it looks like the Syr Konrad player is using us more than we're using them. Interesting. Remember, your opponents are also a resource to victory. We've been milling lots of cards. Shieldred Whispering one is gone for now. That's nice. Necropotence is gone. Good. Toxic Deluge. Mono Blocks, I got some power in that, that's for sure. Torment of Hellfire for 3. Man, why we always gotta be tormenting people. This will trigger a bunch of Mind Crank stuff, though. I think the smarter thing to do here is to probably just take the life. And then we'll discard Hoffrey. And then I think I want to keep Volkwood Expiration out for now. Let's go ahead and get rid of the Priest of Fell Rites. I think if we get Exodus down next turn, do Faithless Looting, get some stuff into the graveyard, and recur something. We do need to get to some card draw, though, and I've added even more, but we haven't seen any of it besides Sign in Blood. Oh, we do have a Burial Rites in the graveyard, though. Nice. To our turn, we get a Mountain. Sure, let's play it and see what we get. We get Crashing Drawbridge. I mean, it's cool. I don't think we need it right now, though. Let's use Burial Rites and get back, I guess, Hoffrey? There's a couple Guild Mages that can be good, but we still have Exodus and Faithless Looting to get that back. Syr Konrad the Grim because something left the graveyard. I guess we'll just cast the Drawbridge just to have an extra blocker. And we'll pass it there. Over to Riku of 2 Reflections, 4 cards in hand after a land drop. Alright, let's see what they're doing with the turn. It's doubling season. Uh-oh. Mythos of Eluna, they get a copy of Syr Konrad the Grim. That's unfortunate. They'll also fight something. Syr Konrad the Grim warping a game. Let's see, it looks like it's gonna fight our Drawbridge only. Okay, that's not terrible. Okay, I wanted to interrupt the stack going on here. I wonder what's going to happen now. There's a lot of Mind Crank triggers, a lot of Syr Konrad triggers. Riku has double of them. Who will win if this thing keeps going? Damage is flying everywhere. Riku at 7, Syr Konrad at 13, and Kuon at 16. We are sitting fairly pretty at 34. We haven't even really been milled. I wonder why that's happening. This is insane. Oh, now we're starting to get some mill triggers. There's an Arcane Signet to the graveyard. Down to 33. We're down to 3. Riku down to 5. Syr Konrad to 7. And Kuon down to 10. And Syr Konrad loses the game. Kuon loses the game. We have a few triggers. The Drawbridge finally gets fought. And Riku loses the game. That was freaking intense. Okay. Yeah. Well, Syr Konrad's and Mind Crank tends to work out, I suppose. Yeah, so based on the chat, Riku did not know that that would kill them. And that is, you know, that's a lot to think about going ahead there. So yeah, Riku ended up taking everyone else out of the game, and we ended up getting Kingmaked. That's cool, I guess. And there it is, 1 to us, 1 to the Kuon player, 3 to the Syr Konrad player. Alright, let's go take a look at the deck. Alright, here's the deck. Add some more card draw and Thrilling Discovery. gain 2 life, and then we may discard 2 cards if we do draw 3 cards. We also saw Sign in Blood. Those were the only 2 card draw things we saw, besides Faithless Looting, which we never got to do. Some of them are discards so we can reanimate something. When I went to count the reanimation effects, we have 10 in the deck, and how we keep not hitting very many of them is beyond me, but what can you do? Other than that, Volatile Exploration doing some great work for us this game, getting us to that Syr Konrad, and the game just went out of control. So, yeah, worked out pretty good in our favor, especially since we had Syr Konrad down earlier, and everybody else was getting pinged for the 1 damage while people were doing some mill stuff with the Mind Crank and the damage. Other than that, I did add Exodus Elric Overlord because we do have an 8 mana commander, so we want to get to that 8 mana, so even if we have to hardcast Awaken the Blood avatar on the backside, it works out for us. Plus, we can then sacrifice Piru as part of the effect, so it will resolve first, wiping the board. And in that way, we can get down to maybe 1 indestructible creature and have our opponent sacrifice it, or have no creatures, which is fine, but we still get that avatar, which then has haste and can attack freely. I feel like is a great include. Plus, the front side we can also use in the deck, so whenever we cast an instant or sorcery, we can get back a non-legendary creature. And while that doesn't get back, you know, like Syr Konrad the Grim or Hoffrey Ghostforge, we do get back Combustible Gearhulk, Noxious Gearhulk, a number of other creatures that are pretty good in the deck, like Vizkopa Guildmage, which I did want to recur until the Syr Konrad thing happened, because it combos well with our commander. So I feel both sides of this card actually work really well in this deck. I also add 1 more Reckoner effect in Brash Taunter, and I picked this over the others because Truefire Paladin is really hard to cast with those 4 pips. I mean, Boros Reckoner's not much better, but at least it only costs the 3 pips. And then Stuffy Doll, you have to pick 1 person, and I figured Brash Taunter would just be better because we can just basically toss damage at with Blasphemous Act or Piru, or just have it fight something that might be big on the board to try to win out of nowhere. So I just like this include a lot better. Okay, and here's the deck. If you want to check out the deck list, a link will be in the description below. And if you saw any cards that you want to buy for yourself in paper, sealed product, or stuff to protect all of that glory, like card sleeves or deck boxes, please consider using the TCG Player affiliate link in the description below. It helps out the channel, doesn't cost you anything extra. Alright, on to the next Commander series for Dungeons & Dragons, Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. We'll be covering this one because I feel it's close enough to Magic that it's okay. It's not totally out of, like, the style of Magic, except maybe the naming conventions. So, we'll be covering some of those commanders. Until then, stay safe out there.